It feels like it's January 2nd tomorrow. It's just been a day since the New Year's of 2024. We've lived too little in this one day. We've done too little in this day's time. We've accomplished nothing in this one day. But the truth is, it's already September 24. We've just got 3 months and a week left to see off 2024 and enter 2025. 2025 will be in a moment, even before you realize it. And you won't even have the time to let the fact sink in. Time is passing by real quick. And you'll be stuck in the 6th month of 2025 yet again. And I'll still be speaking this. But time is passing by differently for all different people. Different for me and different for you. And that's why rich people focus on buying back their time with money, because it's the most valuable thing in their eyes. Perhaps they've lived the year 2024 97% more times than you have lived the same year that you got. There are 3 simple reasons why time is going out so fast. For not just you, but for me too. Number 1, spending 8 hours on a screen, on a device, on a phone. Firstly, you need to stop complaining about time and how time is out of hand. And it's not your fault. It actually is your fault, all in all. It's your fault for not realizing the fact yet. Perhaps I'm an expert at making myself realize life's most important key points, unlike you idiots. So listen closely. Let's not think about how fast your entire year has passed by. Let's take the smallest part of the year, a day. First, analyze how your days pass by. What do you do the entire day? What routines you spend your days alive? Not just your day's routine, but also your night routine, your sleep routine, your wake-up routine, everything. The key to realize how your year has passed by so fast is to zoom in, not out. Zoom in as much as possible. Analyze your everyday life. Going further, to analyze your days, hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second. A day is the only single thing that builds an entire year. That's why they say every day is a new beginning. If you crack the common pattern you've been spending your days on, you can probably reverse it all and get back your stolen time. The core reason most of you didn't realize how this year went by is purely because of our screen time. Our screen time has increased to an average of 8 hours a day. Your phone is the biggest thief of your time in this scenario. Go back to realize last year. It was a bit better than this year. In 2023, we at least felt like it was 2023 and a year passed by us. Do you know why? It's because you had a screen time of 6 hours a day in 2023. But if I take you back to 2019, just a year before C19, where you had a dumb device, a crappy device, and your screen time was just 2 to 4 hours a day. And that's when you felt the entire year. 2019, you felt it so deeply, with such an abundance of time back in 2019, only because it was the last year of your life where you spent more time living outside of your phone than staring at your phone all day long. Since COVID rolled, we were forced to sit in front of a screen. What could we do inside 4-sided walls? Not much but watch a phone again. Was this world order intentional? Well, I wouldn't disclose this sometime else. And one of the reasons your time gets stolen is not just because of your phone. We had a smartphone back in 2015 too. Then why didn't we spend more than 2 hours a day on our phones back then? It's more than a phone. And without understanding this, you will, again, end up living 2025 mindlessly, accidentally waking up in 2026 without realizing what you did in 2025. While not even finishing your first resolution you set for 2024, you will be placed in a 2025 if you don't realize this now. It's the best and the last chance you have. So listen closely. It's the content. It's the content that has got you hooked and that is stealing most of your life's time. And that's why you lost your precious year. And not just content, but the influencers that rose to fame after COVID. Today, every micro niche has a big figure. Fast forward to 2024. It's because of the influencers and abundance of never-ending content that has got you hooked. And it wasn't an overnight phone addiction that stole our time and our confidence, that crushed our dreams apart. It took about 4 years to change the entirety of our mindset on how to use a phone. When you are forced to experience your phone in a locked room during COVID for a year straight, obviously you start getting deep into this never-ending tool called a smartphone. But that was just you. The Fed printed the most amount of dollars in the year 2020 than its past 4 years all combined, because teens and adults anywhere from 16 to 29 years old started getting addicted to utilizing a few softwares to make money online, to provide products and services people needed inside their homes, while they were stuck to realizing what is inside their screen. There were people who realized sooner and better, who were younger and smarter and sharper, that they need to provide and fix this market gap using the same phone, making 2020 the year where most millionaires were made, even more than 2021, than 2022, than 2023, and 2024 all combined. 2020 was the year most millionaires were made in the entire world. You can Google it up. I'm not making this shit up. This is all real. While you were addicted, people, teenagers, became millionaires. The difference is you chose the negative phone addiction, and they chose a positive phone addiction, the right phone addiction. 90% of your day's time is spent at your phone. Just think about it. What is the most lengthy task of your day that holds 100% of your conviction and attention for the longest period of time straight? It's using your phone up front. I don't care what you think it is. You're wrong. It's using your phone that takes up most of your day's time, even to this day, even tomorrow, that took past yesterday as well. And that's going to happen to the end of your life until you realize this fact. You sleep just for 5 to 7 hours on average. You attend work 8 hours, but just work for 2 hours the whole day actually working. You eat for just 1 hour a day, all breakfast, lunch, and dinner combined. You work out for just 40 minutes a day. But unlike all these shallow habits of your day-to-day life, you spend 8 hours a day on your phone in extreme flow, focus, and intense focus, but with barely any outcome in any way possible. A state where you don't need any external effort to operate a task of your life. Your phone usage outweighs all of your other day's tasks, yet you complain of not having enough time. and that time is passing by so fast. Your days are made up of a few essential tasks you need to do every single day. If you miss these, you'll feel incomplete. If you miss these, you'll always feel incomplete. Number 1, sleep enough. Number 2, walk enough. Number 3, think enough. Number 4, pray enough. Number 5, work enough. Number 6, eat enough. Number 7, smile enough. Number 8, breathe enough. Number 9, tense enough. Number 10, write enough. Number 11, read enough. Number 12, talk enough. Number 13, play enough. And number 14, build enough. These are the essential experiences that build a whole day for any human on earth. You cannot rewire the way a human body functions, a human mind. The soul reacts to the external stimulation you give to yourself. But if you go about skipping all these experiences and dive straight into your phone, doing neither of these traits that keep you and make you feel alive every single day, then what else do you expect would happen to you than you feeling empty all the time? Sitting in just one place for the entire day, in just that one position that you like, staring at that one device, wasting your time and throwing it away every single day, hour by hour, minute by minute, until you realize you haven't done anything what you call life. Because what you're actually doing is not living a life. You're just dreaming about living a life. Watching a phone is dreaming about a life. What do they show you on your phone? What do you watch on your phone? Others' life? Others' version of reality? Others' success? Others' failures? Others' foods? Others' day-to-day routine? Everything that you see on your phone is someone else's life. Leaving behind your own life, you prefer watching someone else's life? When you already have an actual life in the moment, right now, right here, though you have it placed in front of your eyes, you just can't realize it, and only keep wondering how good life can be, never getting a chance to actually live life in reality. Consuming content on your phone is like dreaming about living a life, dreaming about living a grandiose life, but never actually realizing this is your actual life. Your chance of living it in reality is now. A false delusion that your life is not a life, but just a boring lie. It's what they show, but did you know that they all too feel the same like you? Every rich guy, every poor guy, every middle-class person, everybody feels sad. It's just on screen that you see. Do you know what happens behind the screen? They are too depressed. The most successful person on the entire world is depressed right now. It's all a distant lie. Everybody is chasing one thing or the other inside this game that we call life. Yet no one is ever fulfilled, ever. Your only chance to realize that life is imperfect, and no one has a perfect life, nor are they perfect themselves. Realizing this fact is the best way to live a life. Limit your screen time to 2 hours a day, and going through all the experiences a human must go through to even feel alive. Even though you've seen all the luxuries and nitty-gritty of this world, at least from an artificial view through your phone, if not in reality, what happened? My question is, what happened? Nothing. Not much. I want to quote a poem on the modern world so you realize this truth again. I may end up gathering tons of wealth, but what's next? I may end up getting a luxurious home, a mansion, but what's next? Maybe I'll end up going to world trips, but what's next? Maybe I'll end up watching the next video, but what's next? Without even realizing, the time to flee from this world will soon arrive to me. But what's the point of all of this if I don't know what's next? If you even accidentally saw a glimpse of the paradise, of the next world in this life, your heart would purely burst out of joy. The second mistake you must avoid before you go into 2025 is this. Obviously, if you skip the morning every single day and directly wake up while it's already hitting noon, you're missing out on half the day. Perhaps that's your half-life. It's like God gave you 60 years to live and you decided 30 is enough. But now that you're 29, you don't want to die this year. Listen, it's exactly the same that is happening to you in this scenario again. If you've been waking up an hour before it's noon already, then in the long run, it's like half your life has been taken away from you. Sure, you were gifted this life by God, but He can take it away if you do the wrong actions. Half your life is literally wiped off. It's literally wiped off your lifespan if you wake up at 12 in the noon, when the sky is already filled with sunshine, when the sun is exactly at the top of your head. And before you even realize it, half the day is already over. I promise in no case you've slept for more than 12 hours the entire night. You just went to sleep past 2 a.m. last night, followed by the same phone issue. You were hugged inside your screen. You slept too late to wake up at a decent time. So you continue to sleep until 12 in the noon if you are unemployed, or 11 in the morning. Before you resolve your phone usage a day before, you just can't wake up early. It's a fact. It's a part of your life. You cannot deny a fact that is your life, a part of your life. And the decent time to wake up is before 9. Well, that's a decent time for someone like you. And who do you think is the thief again? You. It's you. Y-O-U, you. Even if you are completely awake at 12 p.m. and start your day anywhere from 1 p.m., then you've already lost the morning. It's the most important part of your day. You never realized the fact before you heard me, but this has been happening to you on repeat for the past 1 year. It's obvious why time is out of your hand. If you lose your day on repeat, if you lose your mornings, then you've ended up just having the noon and the night you sleep. You're just living 4 to 5 hours a day. And before you realize it, you've already lost the most lively period of your entire life, the mornings. If you lose your mornings, you will lose your life. Maybe death might meet you before you realize this fact. Your time in the morning is much more worth living and staying awake than the noon and the evening and the entire night all combined. These are the rules of the game that you call life, that you live inside, that you cannot escape without death. Death is where you lose. if you've not won when you had a life, obviously. The creator of this game is God. He's the founder of this game, this company. Ones who go against the game's guidelines and rules can never win, or even get to play the game. Sure, you might have a console in your hands, but you'll never end up playing until you play by the rules of God. You get disqualified the moment you go against the rules of this game called life. If you stay awake while you should be sleeping at night, and you sleep while you should be awake in the morning, then you've broken the rules. Then your life will be taken away with life itself. Sure, you will stay alive anyways, but you won't be lively. You will be lifeless. You'll be dead inside. Now do you realize why you're not rich yet? Rich men have all these things figured out effortlessly each day. They don't have to willingly turn off their phones and go to sleep forcibly before 12 midnight. They just go to sleep at 12. Just like you consume content mindlessly on your phone, the average millionaire spends his time working on his same phone the entire day. We both have the same device, the same time, the same mind, all of the same kind, but we utilize it differently, and that's what gets us different lifestyles and different outcomes. Your phone can either be something which helps you sleep early at night, or the same thing can be the reason that keeps you awake the entire night. Something that destroys your life or something that builds your life. It can be that one single reason. It all starts with a handy device that fits perfectly in your wrist and fits perfectly in your pocket. Your phone. Your phone excels the good into best and turns the bad into worst. But the good thing is, you get to decide. The greatest takeaway I can give you to win back your morning, buy back half of your life, is simply by using your phone 2 hours a day in the evenings and turning it off before you enter into the night. If you can't stand it, then flee from it. If you turn on your phone past 8 in the evening, you will lose it automatically. You'll lose your entire night's sleep. You'll lose the next morning and the brightest part of your day in your life. You'll end up losing touch of life itself. You'll end up losing your most productive hours of the day. You'll miss a day's deep work that can break you free from the position you are in. You'll miss a day's workout. You'll miss a day's workout session that can build discipline enough to be worthy of a breakthrough, to make you a success in all different areas of life. And remember, you might start doing this in just a day, or you might take some time with many imbalances, but the key is to strive. The more you practice, the better you become at this game. The key is to stick to the plan, whether it works out initially or not. But one day it'll all come into place. You'll be at a place standing when your day and your nights will be fixed, will be resolved, will be perfect. You'll start becoming allies when you start building a good relationship with them. The key is to build a good relationship with the morning, with the afternoon, and the night. And only then can you win the entire year back. That's it. These are the rules of the game, and if you play through these rules, you will surely win, I promise. Number 3 is not living in speed. I don't deny the fact that time is actually flying by really fast. As the world becomes older, the more faster time becomes. It's a fact. The Quran says that it's one of the signs of the end of times. Believe it or not, it's a fact. You need to move fast in order to match the real timing of life. Today, life has become too comfortable. You can stay in your home for a year straight and still manage to stay alive. With the new technology, as the world advances and the more convenient life becomes, the easier it becomes to become a nobody and get broke, getting consumed by distractions and with comfort. But the magic happens in the balance of stress and comfort. That's what crafts a perfect man in the modern times of today. Too much pressure makes a man lose his sense of humor. Too much comfort makes a man still and weak to face the world. Strike a balance between these, and you've got a perfect taste in life. You need to master the art of moving at least 2 times faster than the average guy. If you don't remove stuff, that destroys you. And if you don't move faster at stuff, that builds you. Before your time, but sorry to say, but soon you'll wake up to another day with no meaningful progress and results in your life. But this time, you won't have another day. Situations, industries, and life itself will disqualify you for your past self and your past mistakes. You'll never get to see the sun again. Always move fast. Speed. But the thing is, you just can't justify yourself by comparing yourself to the people around you. They are not your competition. They're just waiting for death, still unprepared. The problem is when you get to know shit and you don't do it yourself. And now that you've heard it, there is no way out of this. You heard, and now if you slack off, you'll soon be disqualified. You are already selected. People around you are just the audience. They didn't know it. They didn't hear it. Nor did they realize this, like you. But you are on the team already.